Hello everybody. Hello everybody. How you doing? I hope that you can hear me because I have installed, as you can see, I have installed my pop filter, so audio should not be shit when I say something like, I don't know, Apple, what tip, or something like that. It should be a little bit better. I hope that volume for my voice is acceptable. I guess I will have to wait for someone to actually connect to tell me if the audio is acceptable. But yeah. Oh, hey Lynx, how are you doing? How are you doing? Happy to see you here. And yeah, so please, hi Gladiator, how are you doing? Nice, I'm happy to see people are joining in. Today we are continuing with the inventory system. I think I will be changing some things to make it simpler so that we can go faster and progress to other stuff too, like the crafting system that definitely won the poll in the community tab that I posted last week. So, how are you doing everybody? I hope that the volume of my voice is acceptable, something like that. I will try to not look at chat too much, like I will look at chat but I will try to speak into the microphone. And yeah, I was here, I'm eating some ice cream, so you will excuse me if I just finish my ice cream for a second. Let me drink a cup of water and then now we can start. Oh, not really doing anything really. You know what? Oh, great. Thank you for the feedback. And you know, Links, sometimes we just have to not do anything. So I guess that's not a bad thing. Okay, so today I've actually opened Unity already. So it takes a little bit less than last time. So what I can do is go here. Great, I know that I have to move my camera here for Unity because having the code be hidden by my camera is probably not the most efficient way to do a coding stream. And let me see if I can flip my camera. Okay, now it looks like I'm looking at the code. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I'm happy when stuff goes like that. Okay, so I created a new project. I'm gonna start over because I decided that I will not handle like stock size limit. We're gonna have an unmanaged pre-ordered inventory that does not that has infinite stacks. Like, we're gonna do something simple that allows us after that to move to more advanced mechanics or something like that. And by doing this together, then you should be able to like expand and improve the system to do what you want it to do in your game. But this should be like a foundation for what you want to do, and I hope you'll enjoy what we will be doing. So let me set up my oh, by the way, the stream is gonna go on for about 2 hours today. It's 9 p.m. here in Italy, and I need to catch some sleep tonight, so I'm gonna go on about 2 hours until 11 p.m, 11:20 maximum. Okay, this said, let me get comfortable in my chair and let's start coding. So let's create a new script folder. Scripts. I'm gonna create a resources folder. No. And I'm still using the resources API because I have not had the chance to let's say explore the addressables package yet. But you have to know that the resources API is being deprecated, I guess. Oh, hi Enrico, how you doing? Yeah, I imagine sleeping. I need to catch some sleep. I'm having trouble waking up in the morning. So yeah, you can imagine that it's probably best for me to catch some sleep. Resources. Okay. Let's create a new script, and we'll quickly do what we did last time. So I create an item data script that's gonna be a scriptable object. Hi Sophie, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. And we create an item database script, and we'll create an inventory script. Create C# script inventory. Okay, great. Hey Turkey Dev, how you doing? How you doing? Yeah. I don't know if I'm getting older. Like, I definitely feel older, even though it's silly to say, perhaps, for me. But I used to be more resistant to not sleeping. I used to be able to sleep 5 hours a night and be fine the next day. Now I have to at least minimum do 7 hours of sleep a night, or I'm not working the following day. Yeah, okay, great. Item data. For those that are connecting right now, we're quickly doing what we did last time, but I created a new project. I want to start over, so perhaps today we are gonna wait. Let me go to large cam. Visual Studio has finished loading. I changed the scope of the project a little bit to take less time, and therefore make for an easier transition into the following topics. Okay, great. Visual Studio has loaded. Hey, wait, no, this is not the right scene. I need to get used to. Okay. Hey, Communist Doggo, how you doing? Welcome. Nice to see some old faces tuning in for this coding stream. Zwagugu, hey, how you doing, man? Welcome to the stream. Okay, so we have three scripts here. I'm gonna have these two open on this side for the moment, and the item data script on the left, because this is gonna be our first one. So we want to, as always, have it inherit from scriptable object. I need to take off my bracelet. Okay, and let's also start by creating the attribute for the asset menu. Menu name is equals to inventory system / item. File name new item. Okay, let me make this a little bit narrower. Okay, so this will allow us to create the object, and let's start by creating some properties like private, float, string, ID. Let's see, private string name, private new string name. I'm using the new keyword here to override the scriptable object name property. We're not gonna need that. Private string description with a non-capital D. And I guess for the moment we don't need anything else. What we might want to have here is a public enum item. Let's go category, or we could do namespace my game dot inventory system, and create the enum here so that it's accessible to other classes as well. Okay, So for I'm going pretty fast, so if you have any questions, feel free to ask them in chat. What I'm doing now is defining a data class for our items. I guess I've not like done a proper introduction for this because we already started like last week, but let's just recap what we're doing, and I'll probably reopen Photoshop like I did last week and sketch down what we are actually doing. No, I opened the wrong app here. Let me fire up Photoshop. Excuse my cough here. And great. It's opening. It's gonna take some time. New file. Okay. Let me just make it darker so that it doesn't blind anyone. Okay. So, what we're gonna do today is basically a nice unmanaged inventory system. What this means is that 1. The order of the items in the inventory is going to depend on either 1.a, 1.b. Let's say it's gonna depend on either the ID of the item. We set the order manually. The order in which items have been picked up. And we're probably gonna start with point 1a and then add the possibility to have point 1b later. Okay. So, what we want to do then is basically have an inventory like access methods to the inventory. I'm calling access methods, but basically is CRUD like methods for the inventory. And what I mean with CRUD like is, in database lingo, create, read, update, delete. Basically, we want to add items, remove items, change the amount of items that it's contained, and read how many items are contained, because the inventory is basically a database of what we have in our inventory. Yeah, of the items that we own, the player owns. And 3, we're gonna make a simple UI for the inventory. And for the moment, 3.a, for the moment, no drag drop stuff because it's unmanaged. I know you said some time ago I'm gonna learn C language. I actually already know C language because I started coding when I was, let me go to LabsCam, yeah. When I was 15, I learned the C language as the first language that I learned. I think you mean one day I was gonna learn C++, which I have seen something of, but I've not used it much, because I was talking, I think one day in one of my last streams I went on for a good 15 minutes talking about how much I wanna move on and like disregard engines and stuff and code everything from scratch in C/C#. So yeah, I kind of know C already if I have to like build command line applications, but I've never I've not gone on to build anything more complex than that. And I really wanted to learn C++. I have not learned C++. I did not really have much time to do that. Yeah, I understand. I get what you are saying, Turkey Dev. Me and C++ just don't get along. It makes sense. But I love like low level stuff. No, it's not true. I don't really love too much low level stuff. But the level of control I have when I write C code, I love it. So having to, like, being able to play with pointers and know exactly what's going on at every time, like at any time, it's so cool. This said, I'm not gonna pretend like I don't like not having to worry about that, not having to worry about like the lower level part, like of multi-threading or tasks await asynchronous programming that does not come natively with C and like C++. You like C and you are loving Go, but you know what, I prefer C at C++ because lately I've been kinda not loving OOP, but there's some things in which C++ probably makes your life a lot easier. Like if I wanted to integrate some graphics library or API or something like that, I'm pretty sure that C++ is gonna make it a bit easier than C. So yeah, that's something like that I wanna learn. But C, like when I see C code, I cannot tell you how happy I get. Like C code is super fucking good looking. And Go, I wanted to learn Go because in my game that, oh my god, wait a second, we got the bots. Hide user on this channel. I guess that's the banning thing. Remove. I hope this works. Okay, great. Oh my god, these bots are really fucking annoying. And yeah, I've been studying some web development, and so I've stumbled like in literature across Go, and I've been hearing very good things about it. So I'm probably learning for leaning towards trying it sooner or later. And yeah, how are you finding? What are you doing with Go? That's really cool. Yeah, YouTube is full of bots these days. Sorry, later. And learning C at 15. Well, that was my first language, and I stopped when I reached pointers because I didn't even know how a computer was made. So when he started talking about memory and memory addresses, I was like, what the fuck does it mean? But yeah, I then came back to C and really enjoyed it. You use it for a few days to randomly make a basic version of Terraria. You mean C++? A ray tracer in JavaScript. That's cool. What do you think? Hey, Bookback, by the way, welcome to the stream. What did you make the ray tracer in like plain vanilla JavaScript? Because I've worked with TypeScript and I loved it, but for a ray tracer that sounds like a lot of work. And to finish what I was saying, replying to links, if you made a Terraria clone in C++, wow, that's so cool. Or in C even, that's really cool actually. Congrats. The Mario Party game you did with the group a while back wasn't in Go. Wow, that's cool. You seem to understand using it instead of Python, and to explore using it for simple for simple APIs, not web APIs. That's cool. I am a huge Python enjoyer, so I mainly use that for doing anything. I've been playing with Node.js, so oh, the P5 processing library. Okay, I'm guessing that you would know of the coding train then. I'm a huge fan of the coding train, so I played with processing and P5. That's cool though. That's really cool. The ray tracing is a cool stuff to play with, to play around with. Yeah. I've been making exploring APIs with Express.js with Node, but I will probably try Go sooner or later because yeah, I've been hearing very good things. So yeah, this is what we're gonna make today. I hope we can do points 1 and 2. I'm not striving to like building the UI today. That's probably for next week. But yeah, this said, let me go back to Unity, let me go back to Visual Studio, and let's add an item category. We can do like food, item, like tool, weapon, something like that. Artifact, I don't know, something random, but just to have something else to show. And we can say category, item category, and this is not necessarily a best practice, but what I like to do is to make my members private with a serialized field attribute to see them in the inspector. And then what I want to do is create public properties to read them, because I don't want external classes to modify any of this. So I'm just gonna say public string ID, public string name, and I know I could make these as properties, but I don't think I will be able to access them in the inspector. I could do something like public string property, let's say private string property set public get, something like this. Let me see. Okay, so I need to make this public private set get, probably something like this. Let me see. Okay, yeah, I could do something like this, but I don't think this will show up in the inspector. So yeah, let me go. So public string description and public item category that returns category. Hey Mohammed, how you doing? Oh my god, these bots. Sorry for the bots. I have no idea how to handle this. Like, lately it's been terrible, and if you have a lot of chat messages you don't see them, but we are unfortunately destined to see them. I will try to investigate if there's something like automod for YouTube or something like that. How, by the way, Mohammed, how you doing? I'm pretty fine, thanks for asking. I hope you are too. We're making the inventory system, and we have just finished making the item data class. And let's just go to Unity and see how this works. So in the resources folder, I'm gonna create another folder, items. Yeah, I'm gonna be streaming on Twitch, but I'm gonna start streaming on Twitch again, but not for coding. Like, I will start separating stuff and do game dev and coding here on YouTube, and I'm gonna do other kind of streams, like not necessarily just games, but games and other stuff on Twitch that I will then convert like to videos for a second YouTube channel that I'm gonna create. So yeah, that's the plan at the moment. my study is doing pretty well. Thank you. Thank you. I've done 3 exams this winter, and I have some other exams that are coming up in the early summer. Let's say I can take 2 during the semester, so I don't have them during the summer, and that's pretty cool. But yeah, it's doing pretty well. Thank you. How are you? How are you doing instead? Okay, so let me get back on track. Okay, I create a new folder, items in resources. Now right click, create. I can create a new item from the inventory system submenu. Let's call it, I don't know, carrot, because I know how to draw carrots like in pixel art, so it's gonna be fast. I don't have a pixel art editor on my computer. Well, I can use Photoshop. Okay, item. Let's go. Let's give it an ID. So carrot, a name, carrot, description, a simple carrot or something like that. And let's create another item. Let's create item iron sword. So I can say sword underscore iron for the ID, iron sword for the name, a sharp iron sword for the description, and let's say it's a weapon. Okay, so we have got our items here, and now that we're here, let's add another field that's gonna be a sprite. Public sprite. Okay, and now we can also access a sprite. Let me see when it loads. Okay, and we will draw them later because we're not worrying about it now. And now we can go back to Visual Studio, and I'm gonna bring in the item database, and I will do what we did the other day. So this is gonna be a normal class. It's not gonna be a scriptable object or a mono behavior. And what I want to do is let me see, create a new constructor, so public item database, and I'm gonna decide what we're gonna need in here. Okay, I wish you continued success. You're expectable. Well, Mohammed, you're always really nice. I really appreciate that, and I wish you the best as well. I really appreciate that. This really warms my heart. I don't know how to react to that, but thank you. I really appreciate your kind words. You're always very kind. Thanks. I'll try to be safe. You try as well. I actually don't work as a programmer for a company at the moment. I am still studying. I don't have that much time to work like full time. I do work as like self-employed programming instructor, both for let's say students that are taking programming classes and cannot like do them alone. So I do both tutoring and actual teaching to people that want to learn Python. And I do online courses here in Italy with companies that host them, but like I do them like as a freelancer, I would say. And I've been contacted by a few startups that wanted me to code for them, but I do not have the time to work with people that like do not know what they're doing. And so I was flattered that they wanted me, but I kindly like declined the offer. At the moment, I'm not working as a programmer in a company, but I do program a lot by myself. So okay, item database, we're gonna have a dictionary. So private dictionary, string item data. We need to remember to put this into the namespace mygame.inventory system, and I need to change the preferences so that it does not autocomplete. Okay, no, this, I like this. Behavior, okay. Insert matching brace, okay. I don't want that. Yeah, startups are risky, and here we got a lot of like students that wanna have their own startups, and I understand that because I would love that as well, but that are not going to, like, they are not they do not know how to do the stuff, so they're gonna need you, and they're not gonna treat you very well. Like, they're not sharing all that they might need to share to make it easier for you, but they're expecting a lot. So to that people, I kind of say no thanks. I don't need to work like that. I don't want to work like that. There are some people that have contacted me that are a lot more professional, and I actually consider working with them. But yeah, the thing is, if I'm gonna be the only programmer in a full stack project, because yeah, you can see it as an application on your phone, but you know, talking with you guys, I know that you know that there's a back end and a front end, and they are really different things. And if I'm gonna be the only person working on it, it's gonna be a lot of fucking work for me to do, and I don't have that kind of time at the moment. Like, I would be able to find it the time if it was my own project I was passionate about, so like a game, for example. But if it's another person's project and I'm not gonna be paid, or if I'm gonna be paid, I'm gonna be paid very little, at least according to my standards, I'm not gonna find the time that I don't have to build that. I hope I don't come out as let's say obnoxious maybe, or arrogant, but I think you understand what I mean. So in the constructor, we are gonna create a new items, new dictionary. Okay, items equals to a new dictionary, and this is gonna accept a list, an array of item data. So item data, and let's say for each item data id item, let's say item in items, okay, datas, let's call it like this, I'm not sure, idata in item datas, let's say items.add idata.id idata. Okay, we're gonna pass to the constructor an array of item data, which is the class that we created earlier, and then now we're gonna load it from the resources. We're creating the dictionary, which is gonna contain all of the item datas, and then we are adding all the ones that we loaded. Yeah, I knew you would understand, because like I think once you have coded a little bit, studied how it works, so you're still studying as like me, but you know what kind of works goes behind things. And here we got people that have no idea, and I don't blame them. I don't mean to shame them for not having any ideas on how the programming of things work, but sometimes they have like very, very high expectations for just one person to do stuff. Like, hey, I want you to build me this full stack project with 3 different front ends for 3 different like stakeholders, stakeholder categories in about 2 months. Like, and you are the only one working on this project, and I'm not gonna pay you until the work is done and we have money from investors. Like, no thanks. No thanks. It's funny how every company have like 5 to 6 interviews for coding, and then they're like, we want you to work like 5 people, but we only pay you. Exactly. Now, I didn't have this experience with actual companies, more like with startuppers, like students from other faculties that are like, yeah, let's create a startup with this idea. Some ideas are also really stupid, but I don't mean to judge them on that. But they're like, yeah, so it's easy, right? It's just an application. We can do it with Photoshop, you can do it in code. And then be like, yeah, but you need to one for the client, the one for the organizers, the one for the like the internal one to administrate the system. Like, okay, how much time do you expect me to take to make this? Oh yeah, 2 months should be fine. Like in September, they wanted me to have it done by December. Like, dude, chill out. I'm not gonna be able to do that. So now I want to do a public static item database, and call it load from resources. And let's pass it a string, resource path. Okay, so now we can load the items from the resources, and let's say item database. Let's wait. So item data is equal so item datas, okay, is equal to resources dot load all at resource path. Okay, and now we can say item database is equals to new item database item datas, and we pass the item datas. So this should be fine. And now we can return. I have a problem here. Okay, the load all method is generic. Return database. Okay, so this is gonna be our actual default factory method to create the database, and we should be done. So let me create a test method for this. I'm never sure how it works. So runtime dot before scene load public static foo void foo, and let's say load from resources items dot items dot count. Oh, okay, this doesn't work. So debug dot log. Let's just run this and see if it loads our 2 items, and if it does, we're fine with that. Okay, it loaded to 2 items. So yeah, human what if. Yeah, that's how you would probably define me in code, I guess. With a semicolon as well. That makes sense, yeah. Okay, so let me delete this, and we are done with the database actually. Well, let's create a new method, just a method that's gonna be public item data get item string item ID, and this will return if So if items dot contains key item ID, return items of item ID, else, well, return null. Yeah, okay, this is gonna be like, for the moment, I don't really like using null, but for the moment I'm just gonna do this because I don't want to like waste too much time on this kind of stuff. This method will allow us to get the item information in our inventory. Okay, now I will move this here. Oh, I cannot make them 3. Okay, we're gonna have to worry about this too. And in the inventory is also going to be a non-mono behavior or scriptable object class. It's gonna be a simple class that's gonna contain a private. Well, first of all, it's gonna be in the namespace mygame.inventory system. And okay, and then we have private item database. And now I'm gonna create a new class that's actually going to be I'm gonna create an interface first of all. Oh my god, these bots. Oh, and I see another hide user on this channel. Come on, I am so annoyed by this. Doesn't make any sense. Okay, tell me about your PC. How much RAM, HDD, VGA? This is a 2013, late 2013 iMac. It has 24 gigs of RAM, I think, at the moment. 1 terabyte Fusion hard drive. Like, it's 128 gigs solid state drive, and the rest is hard disk. The VGA, I'm not really sure what that means. I'm not too much of a hardware geek, so I'm not too sure what it is, but let me see. Okay, it got a Intel Core quad core Intel i7 35 gigahertz. It has got an NVIDIA GeForce GTX 780M 4 gigabytes, which is nothing more. Like, it was mid when it came out. I think not too high, but yeah, it's not much nowadays. But it's still doing well. It's not a computer I can use for gaming, but apart from that, it's a good computer. Almost 8 years old, like almost 10 years old, but it's doing well. Okay, so let's create a constructor public inventory. And here I'm gonna say item database is equals to new item database is equal to item database dot load from resources items. Okay. Now, what I want to do outside of the inventory class is actually create a new interface that I'm gonna call public interface inventory content. This interface is going to be it's going to be basically an interface that we can use for both the 1A and the 1B points. Basically, we're gonna use a dictionary to store items in here, and we're gonna use a list to store items in here. But having an interface define like the common functionalities of the two classes, we are gonna write less code basically. And yeah, that's a lot of RAM. I used to have 8 gigabytes until 2 years ago. I think I upgraded just before the pandemic started. I used to have 8. I bought an extra 16 because I was starting to have some issues, like not real issues, but I often have like Unity, Photoshop, Visual Studio, Chrome all open at the same time, and yeah, it was starting to lag a little bit. So I, not 200 gigabytes, sorry, 24 gigabytes. I might, if I said to 24, yeah, if I said 200, I totally did. I totally missaid that. 24 gigs, 8 that I started with plus 16 that I added later. Yeah, 200 gigabytes of RAM. It's a lot of RAM. It's a fucking huge load of RAM. Okay, so inventory content is gonna have methods for public. I don't think I need to make them public here. So void. Okay, bool, let's say owns string item ID int amount equals to 1. Okay, so this is the first method. Then we'll say bool remove string ID. Okay, let's say void add let's say give, and let's say take, because I don't want them to conflict with the other methods. Do we need anything else? No, I don't think so. I think these are the 3 methods that we need. we might come back and update them later, but for the moment this is all we need. And here what I want to do is create a new class, public class, and let's say pre-ordered inventory content. It's gonna inherit from dictionary string int, because basically we're gonna use a dictionary with string keys, which are gonna be the item IDs, and int values that are gonna be the amounts. And it's gonna implement the inventory content interface. Okay, so let me make this narrower. Okay, and let me implement the methods of the interface. Okay, basically for give, we're gonna say if contains key item ID add, no wait, I'm gonna, you know what, wait, okay, oh my god, the bots, this is so annoying. Hide user on this channel. What the ads? Yeah, hide user, they had the same name but it's different. Yeah, sorry guys, I was very distracted. Thanks for the congratulations on 2,000 subs. I really appreciate that. I've kind of neglected this channel in the last few months, so it's not been growing too much, but it's natural, like it's in the order of things. Yeah, sorry guys, sorry, I managed it right now. I hope it's good. I hope it's good. Oh my, they come in, it's the same name, and they send 4 messages every time. I have no idea why they do that. Like, what do they hope to get here? Okay, you know what? Let's just remove here the inheritance, and let's create here private dictionary content. Okay, so the content is gonna have like, and let's say public. Well, I can say here equals to new dictionary. Okay. So if content dot contains key item ID, content of item ID plus equals to amount, else content dot add item ID amount. Okay, so here I'm gonna say if content dot contains key, if doesn't contain the key, we're gonna return false because it does not own that many instances of that item. And if it does, we're gonna return content of item ID is major or equal, is greater or equal than amount. Yeah, I think I've eaten more than 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think it's 5 just today, but the other day we had a lot of bots as well. YouTube is having a serious problem. Also in the comment sections, you might have seen other YouTubers talk about this, but this is an actual problem that we have right now. Did you use the bot for YouTube chat? I don't know about any bots for YouTube chat. I do, like on Twitch I would use Stream Elements or Nightly bot or other bots, I guess. I don't know any for YouTube chat. Like my experience with YouTube chat is not the best. Like I prefer Twitch in terms of chat experience, so I know a bit about that, but I'm not sure how it works here. I might have to research it because I don't want people that come in my stream to be targeted with this kind of ads. So yeah, I would probably find a bot for that. Thanks for the suggestion, because this is getting ridiculous. And the take methods is gonna have like if not, again, if not content that contains key item ID or content of item ID is lesser than amount, return false, else return true. Let's remove this else that we don't need there and say content item ID dot minus equals amount. And what I want to do here is actually initialize the content with the database items. So public pre-ordered inventory content, item data, items, content. At this point I can move this here. And for each item data, iData in items, content of iData.id is equal to 0. Okay. Nightbot is for YouTube too, and it could ban these other bots. Oh, that's very cool. That's very cool. I would say actually, give me 1 second. Let's see if we can add it now at this point. New window here. Let me bring back the Google Chrome window. Hey, there's our Google Chrome window here. Coming back from last week. Okay, so Nightbot YouTube, something like that. Yeah, I do agree with that. Your stream simplified. If I log in here, I'm gonna have to log in with YouTube, so I'm guessing that I brought up the web page, but it's better if I hide it. What tip? I have a Rode, I don't know how you would pronounce that, NT1A. It's mainly a microphone you would use for singing and recording, like singing, yeah. But I do sing, so I use it for singing as well. And I think so far it has been working pretty well. I don't have it like in the best position. Like you can see, it's mounted here. I would prefer mounting it back there, so that I could like properly face it towards me and not having like it sideways. But yeah, I think it's pretty good. I need to figure out how to set all this stuff up. Yeah, this is one of a production. Like, it's not super expensive. It's not super cheap as well, either. It's used in production, like for singing and stuff. If I say join channel, will this just... Oh, I need to add it as a moderator. Let me add Nightbot to my moderator. Okay. Hey Thomas, how you doing? Grazie mille. Grazie, apprezzo. Anche tu, eh? Thanks for coming in. Nightbot will only join streams that are live and not unlisted or private on YouTube. So, Nightbot should be here. Let me see if I can tag it. Okay. Do we have commands? Custom default. So let me show the web page. Can you guys try any of these commands? Oh, let me try poll. Poll. Commands. I'm not sure it's working. I'm not sure it's working that well. Let's see. Create a new command. Foo bar, something like that. Submit. So if I try foo, you also make music. Oh, that's very cool. That's very cool. What kind of music do you make? You have an AT 2020. I don't know what that is, but I will look that up. And yeah, no shame. I bought this. I kept an eye on this. I waited. Oh, okay. Great. I think we don't. Yo, you don't see this. You don't see this. Let me bring this in. Let me change the window. Oh, that's so cool. That's so cool. Okay, okay. It's working. It's working. You can see this now. Look at this. Look at this. It's incredible. It's incredible. Okay, that's great. Nightbot is working, guys. Thanks for suggesting that we add it. Oh no, why? Mohammed, why did that happen? Be careful if you use emojis. I think emojis are banned. So Mohammed was saying that for... Oh, that's links. Wait, everyone is getting a... What the fuck is happening? Guys, oh my god. Oh my god, what's happening here? I did not time you out. It's it's been Nightbot. It's been Nightbot. Guys, what? Something is going wrong. Something is going wrong here. Okay, let me go back to You know what? You know what I will do? I will remove Nightbot for now. I will remove Nightbot for now, and I will change them. Yeah, sorry for anyone who has been timed out. Let me see if I can untime out like people that have been timed out. So YouTube remove timeout chat. How do I do a timeout? There's no way. Oh, I'm so sorry. I hope that people that didn't get timed out for 600 seconds. Wow, that's crazy. So, Lynx, I'm sorry. Mohammed, I'm sorry for you being timed out. I hope Nightbot. I removed Nightbot from the users. I hope this doesn't happen. I will have to look into. Yeah, I will look into it later. For the moment, I will handle the bots myself. But I did have. I will say when I saw all the bots being blocked, I was very excited. But then I started seeing other names, Lynx and Mohammed, that have been made casualties of this atrocious bot. So yeah. And by the way, hi Vincenzo, how you doing? Thank you, I appreciate that. Oh wait, one last thing. Let me pick some music. Okay, you should be able to hear the music. Okay. Before I go back to coding, let me fix something here. I'll be right back in a second. Okay. You make electronic music, but you experiment with a lot of stuff. That's cool. If you are, if you want to share something, I would really like to check that out. That's really cool. Okay, I've done what I need to do, and let's go back to our coding. So this should be enough, like, for this inventory class, this content class. And let's create the other one. So public class chronological inventory content. I'm saying chronological because it's gonna record items in the order they are picked up. So inventory content. And let's quickly implement the interface methods. Let's add it a content, a private list, and let me see. Private. I want to make a. Okay, so I'm gonna using system.link. I'm gonna create a private class item, content item. It's gonna simply have, let's say, a struct, not a class. Struct, a public string ID, public int amount, public content item, string ID int amount, this dot ID equals to ID, this dot amount equals to amount. Okay, so we're gonna have a private list of type content item. That's gonna be content, and we're gonna have a public constructor, so chronological inventory content, and this is gonna have a content item. Content is equal to new list content item. Okay, now let's start with owns, and let's say that content item CI is equal to content dot find. Let's see first. Yeah, first. I don't think I need to give it like that, something like that. Okay, first it's gonna just take the first one. I wanna like find. Okay, I'm gonna find one that has c.id equals to item ID, and I'm gonna return ce.amount equal to amount, greater or equal than amount. Okay, so basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna look for a content item in the content that has the same ID that I'm looking for, and I'm gonna return true or false based on whether I have that amount or not. Now let's go give. So I will start by doing the same thing. So I'm gonna find that item. I'm gonna find the index. So find index. Okay, and I'm gonna say ci dot amount is equals to dot id, sorry, id is equals to item ID. If ci is lesser than 0, so if it's -1, we can also say is equals to -1. Not ci, but idx here. So if idx is let's change the names to make it a little bit better. Okay, so if index is -1, I want to add content dot add new content item with item ID and amount. Else I want to go to content of idx dot amount plus equals amount. Okay, this should cannot return the return value. Wait. What does it mean? Okay, this returns is a list. Can I modify the value of Sorry guys, I'm having trouble understanding what this problem is. Wasn't I able to... Oh, yeah, of course. No. So if I do it like this should change. It's a non-nullable type. Let me make a class then. Dot amount plus equal amount. I'm really confused about the error I was getting. Okay. Never mind. Okay, so what we're doing is that we're gonna find the index of the item with the same ID, and in case it's not found, we're gonna add a new item to the list. Otherwise, we're simply gonna add the amount to the amount that we currently have. And now we're gonna do a similar thing in take. It's gonna say, okay, so if index is -1 or content of index dot amount is lesser than amount, return false. Else, we don't need else, but let's say content of the amount is minus or equal to amount, so we decrement the amount of the amount that we want to decrement of. Okay, and if content dot index dot amount now is, let's say, lesser than 1, so if we have 0, we're gonna basically remove that. So content dot remove at, and let's say index, and we're gonna remove that. So if we pick it up again, it's gonna end up at the end of the content, basically, of the list. Return true. Okay, now we have our content classes, and we can say here private, oh my god, private I inventory content I created it as an interface, but probably having it be a class should be better, because I should not be able to, I don't think I would be able to assign it. Let's make it a basic class. I'm not usually a huge fan of inheritance, but we might have to, I'll try keeping it an interface, but I think we will have to use inheritance here. Okay, let's try. So content, and let's say bool, or like public enum type category, and let's say pre-ordered and chronological. So category is equal to pre-ordered by default. If category, and let's say content is equal to category equal to pre-ordered. If that's true, it's gonna be a new pre-order inventory content with the items that we're gonna pass now. Else new chronological. Let me go Okay. Okay, something like that. Let's add a method to our database to get all the items. So basically, public let's do it like this. Yeah. Public item data items items as array is gonna return all the item data. So get, I'm making a huge mess right now, but item data, it is equal new oh my god, the bot. Hey Richard, how you doing? I'm doing fine, thank you. We are building an inventory system. I'm making a huge mess right now because I don't want to use like enumerators. And it's back, yeah, it's back. I think I've hidden it, but yeah, the bot would have been better. I will try to figure out how it works. How are you doing, Richard? What's up with you? What have you been doing lately? You said you were making your game in Godot, if I recall correctly. How is that been going with that? I've been to the UK this weekend. I've been to the UK to visit a friend who's studying there. Luckily, moving like with enough. If I take it a few weeks in advance, I can find flights to the UK that are affordable, let's say. So I managed to get 3 days in London, and the weather was nasty. And I'm only saying that, but I know that you're not from London, so yeah, to make conversation, I guess. For each, let's say var key in items dot keys ids dot add items of key. Oh, I need the semicolon. Return ids dot to list to array. Okay, this is not the best way to do this. I should probably do like an enumerator, but I have never done that, and I don't want to look it up now. And let's say item database dot items as array. Okay, it doesn't like it, so we're gonna have to make the inventory content a base class. Public class inventory content. Virtual, like public virtual. Let's make all these methods overridable. Public override and let's give it like a throw new. Oh, I know what I can do. Public abstract class. Yeah, I figured you would be a lot very far away from London. Yeah. Um, you done no done game that. Oh, you've been playing Elden Ring. How have you been finding that? I cannot play that. I do not have like the hardware to play that, but I've been seeing a lot of people play that, and it looks like nasty, but in a good sense, like very difficult. Frustratingly difficult, I would say. Well, the home of the Brits was actually really cool. I really love London as a city, but let me say the weather was terrible. It was freaking cold. It was raining all the time. It was windy. Not pleasant at all. I'm gonna be honest. That was the worst part. Throw new not implement system dot not implemented exception. Okay, so okay. Yeah, that might be a normal day. But lately we've been having some good days here in Italy. Like, not hot because it's March. It's the beginning of March. It was February until last week. But at least sunny and not too windy. So going back to having like 2 degrees Celsius with very annoying rain, because it's not like pouring rain, but it's droplets that are thrown at your face with a very strong wind. It's very unpleasant. Yeah, it was very unpleasant. But I like the trip there. We've seen some nice things. We've been at the Globe Theater to see a play, and that was pretty cool. Okay, so now he doesn't like it, but now we have our inventory content class. And why does it need like that? Oh, I made it abstract, so I cannot instantiate it. Feature target type conditional expression. Oh, I cannot use it. Okay. Are you kidding me? This might have been the error all along. Oh, okay. If category is equal to pre-ordered, content is equal to else, content is equal to this might have been the mistake all along, so we might have to we might keep this as an interface, I guess, but at this point I'm not gonna change it back anymore, even though I don't really like inheritance. But yeah, so let's add like the same methods here for, okay, let's say public bool owns string item ID int amount is equal to 1. It's gonna say content dot owns item ID amount public bool take string item ID int amount is equal to 1 content dot take item ID comma amount public void give string item ID int amount is equal to 1 content dot give item ID amount. Why? Oh, I have item ID. Okay, so what we've done here, basically, I'm so annoyed at this being a class. I might actually try. Let me save it. And let me try taking it back to being an interface. I hope it works because I really don't like this solution. Sorry for doing this 2 times now, but I really want to avoid that. So if it works, I'm just gonna be happier. Okay. Oh, and inventory content. Okay, it seems like it works. I'm so happy right now. Okay, so basically, we're gonna have some methods to just wrap the methods of the content that then gonna be like, they're then gonna be defined for every type of content here. And we might have some content that is defined like pre-ordered, so basically we're gonna order it as the order we're gonna have the items here. So if I wanna have the carrot second, I'm gonna say like this, I'm gonna say like this, it's gonna be reordered, and that's gonna be the order of the items in the inventory. And that's what I used to do in the last day of summer. I might show you in the video. And then we're also gonna have a second type of inventory that's just gonna be ordered chronologically, depending on whether on the order in which we pick the items up. So I'm gonna close these 3 scripts because now I'm gonna move them. But I'm gonna go to here, create a new folder, say inventory system. I hope you can read it. I cannot make the font of Unity larger, I think. And I'm gonna create a new script, and I'm gonna call it like player data or something like that. I can call it like inventory manager, and I can have it like here on an object. So create empty inventory manager. I'm gonna add it here. I'm gonna open it, and let's say that this one is mono behavior. It's gonna be using my game dot inventory. And why doesn't it see that? Oh, we're gonna have problems with this kind of stuff. Yeah, Visual Studio is giving some problems. And yeah, so I'm gonna reopen it. Oh, it's inventory system, not inventory. I'm really underperforming tonight. It might be the time of day. But yeah. Okay, so now what we want to do is go to awake. Like, let's start by defining an inventory system, and I'm gonna say public, private, inventory. And here I can even say public inventory get private set. Okay, so I think here I can also say equals the new inventory. Okay, well, let's say it in awake. So Let's also say private inventory dot category. So inventory type is equal to pre-ordered by default. And let's go to awake, and let's say inventory is equal to new inventory type. And we should be able to create a new inventory. Now, if we are we're gonna be able to create it from here. So if when it loads, well, I need to save it first perhaps, or I need to make it deserializable. So serialize field. Okay, I should be able to change the inventory type. Okay. Now what I want to do is just add some methods to test the inventory. So I'm just gonna give it a new method here, void log content, and I'm gonna say void log content, and I'm gonna say for each var I or lm in content dot keys, so we can make it as key. It's gonna say debug dot log, and let's make it a format string, and let's say key content of key. Debug dot log, and let's say pre-ordered content. Okay, and at the same time let's go here and make it a new, and let's say chronological content in content, and let's say lm dot id lm dot amount, and here I'm gonna say update if input dot get key down keycode dot l. I'm gonna log inventory dot public void log content dot log content. And in start method I want to just say a inventory dot give, let's say I want to give it carrot to, I want to give it, I don't know, sword iron 1, and I want to give it another carrot, something like this. Let's see if this works. We should have 3 carrots and 1 sword iron. Well, and no sword irons. So if I go here, let's see. Oh wait. Oh, I need to make it public, obviously. Public. And I need to make this public too. Okay, let's see. Let's see if this works. If I press L, it should have 0 sword iron and 3 carrots. Okay, great. Let me go to chronological here. It should only have 3 carrots. Okay, it only has 3 carrots. Great, it's working. Now let's just try from here. Let's say I also want to remove, like, I want to give it a sword iron, and I want to also eventually take a sword iron, and this should also give the same result. Like, I should be able to not to see 0 and then 1, 0 and then 3 in case of the pre-ordered. Let me see if this works. Okay, it works. And the last thing I'm gonna change is that I'm gonna give it a sword iron, and I'm gonna inventory dot take carrot 3. And let me say if this works. Oh wait, this is pre-ordered. Chronological here, and I should give it another 1 because I'm testing if this works. So now it's gonna give 2 carrots, a sword, another carrot, then it's gonna remove the 3 carrots and then giving 2 more carrots. So we should have the sword first and then the carrot. And I understand this sounds silly, but if this works, it's big. Yeah, I need to press here. L, iron sword, but not the carrot. Why don't we have the carrot? Am I giving it back? Okay, we might have made a mistake here. Inventory. Let me go here and see. Let's see here, index what? -1, -1 is the first 2. Okay, this should be working right now. Why doesn't it work? Oh, I see why it doesn't work. I see why it doesn't work. Because in this case, no, I don't see why it doesn't work. I might be very tired. This might be because I'm tired, but I really don't see why it doesn't work. Like, you should add a new content item, and yeah, give me 1 second. I'm gonna open the door for my cat because she's knocking. Okay, I'm back. I'm not sure why it doesn't work. Let me also debug.log the size of content.count. Okay, so when we are adding the carrots, it's 1. The sword, it's 2. The carrot is 2. And now it's 2 as well. So if I log it, oh, it's working. So what was the problem? Why didn't it work earlier? Am I going insane? I might be going insane. Oh, it's working. That's why I could not see the error. I feel like I'm going insane. But yeah, so I guess at this point I'm gonna stop here. I might be posting this on GitHub if you're interested. Tell me if you're interested, I'm gonna post it on GitHub. If you are not, I'm not gonna do that. So either let me know now or hit me up on Discord, in the Discord server, and I will post this on GitHub. I'm probably gonna fix this terrible mess that I made here. Where is it? This, I don't like this. But yeah, so next time we're gonna display we're gonna have like a UI like here, something like this, for displaying the content of our inventory, because then we're gonna move on to having like the crafting system like here, something like that. And we might have like some UI to give ourselves items from the database here. I think this is gonna be probably the best bet for us to have the two systems working together. And yeah, I'm guessing this is all for today. So going back to Photoshop, we did this part, we did this part, and we did this part. So I'm gonna change them to like even less. Okay. Too dark. Okay. So this is what we've done today. This is gonna be all for today. And oh my god, it's okay, it's not full of bots. Okay, the bots are over. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Let me go back to the large cam here. I know we've not done much, but if I have to talk and code and think, because I'm winging it, I'm trying to remember how it's done, but I'm basically just making it up as I go. This is as much as I can get done today. I'm too tired to go on. Okay, so it's been a good stream. I will go to bed right now. I hope that everybody has had a good time. Thank you for sticking around. Thank you for chatting. That really makes my time when I'm here. And thanks for all the support. I think I thanked you enough. Just kidding. And nothing. This has been Peter. And yeah, check the channel out if you haven't. And yeah, catch you later. Have a good time, Richard. Thanks for sticking around. And have a good time playing Elden Ring. Yeah, beat them bosses. Okay. Yeah, I will change this to be right back. No, stream over. Okay. So see you next time. I don't know when it's gonna be. I hope to be able to make it like on Monday, but I cannot promise that. You've done 9 bosses so far. Wow, did you beat the 3 Sentinel? Because I've seen a lot of streamers like fight the 3 Sentinel, and from what I can tell, it's one of the first bosses you meet, but it's not necessarily the easiest, and not necessarily the first one you have to beat, or the easiest to beat as your first one. But yeah, that's as much as I know about Elden Ring. So yeah, he's gone. Great job, Richard. That's cool. I've been looking forward to that game. I've been actually looking for a Nintendo Switch, but it's not for Elden Ring. I want to start get myself a Nintendo Switch. So yeah, that was kind of off topic, but yeah. This said, have a good time. I will stop like talking at random, and see you everybody. Have a good one.